Hatheway House. I'm a member of the Litchfield Garden Club, and one of the really interesting facts about this house is that of the 8 owners, 6 members have been members of the Litchfield Garden Club.
The Curtis R. Hatheway House that was built 112 years ago in 1899. It is a colonial revival style home set on 2 acres that was originally built as a summer residence, who valued the quaint, unspoiled character of the Litchfield historic borough. And it's an excellent example of many of the outer towners who would come here for the summer during those years. An alley of 12 Pyrus chanticleer were planted along the front walk, each within a 4-foot square mulch bed. And the alley was then planted with green pillow at each corner. At the same time, Buxus green gem were planted at the entrance to the granite terrace. On the western side of the house, at one time was a very, very handsome rose arbor during the 30s and 40s. It has now since been felled, and the ash, maple, and cedar trees on that side have all grown to the height which gives a lot of shade to the house, which is a good thing. And instead now there are 3 ovals. Features a small Coosa dogwood, and it's underplanted by very old hosta. In the early spring, lots of daffodils. About 10 years ago, the new owners planted 2 new American elm species, along with the magnolia to the left here, which represent several of the species that we like to reintroduce to this side of the home, simply because many of the ash have lived their life and are now old and coming down. In 2008, a beautiful 30-foot European hornbeam was planted on the west exit of the property. Alongside of that is a 90-year-old LA of Hydrangea paniculata. Now this is one of the oldest plantings around Litchfield Center and the borough, and we believe it's about 90 years old. A circular rose garden was established about 20 years ago, and it now contains several hybrids, so that the pink and white shades continue from about June through October, and a trellis centers the circular bed with a mandevilla during the summertime. On the south side of the house, a shade garden was established about 10 years ago and contains several hybrids of Heuchera, Philippendula, Simicifuga, lilacs in the spring. An antique urn is usually planted with summer annuals, and it's surrounded by the usual shady suspects. Solomon's seal and Liguularia seem to be very happy in this bed. In 2009, an older yew hedge was removed because of the damage by locally roaming deer. An espaliered living fence was constructed of European pear, Pyrus cuminus, which combines the fruit of red Bartlett pear, Bosc pear, and Anjou pear. The 4-foot high fence was constructed with white posts and allows for expandability as the fruit grows on the vine. Off the dining and kitchen areas of the house is a pergola and stone terrace. That is surrounded by 4 perennial beds and a flat grass terrace. The perennial beds have had many different arrangements over the years. There are some hardy standbys that come back to join us every year, like the lamb's ear, the yarrow, the lady's mantle, the hemerocallis, the astilbe, and some of our old perennial favorites that come back no matter how harsh a winter we have. Having the sense of a garden room like the grass terrace is now, but also that you can see through the angles of the fence. One of the nice aspects of an espaliered living fence, whether you are involved with growing the fruit for produce or just the look of the espalier, is that it gives you an airy look to the next spot in your garden. Some of the geranium and older mounds of daylilies and iris and grasses now give me the ability to look through the espalier fence and out further to the hydrangea, which is in the background. A vegetable and herb garden with a pergola is on the south side of the house. At one time in the early years, we believe there was a greenhouse 4 beds of herbs and 6 beds of vegetables are designed on a central axis. The current owners grow perennial strawberries, angelica, and some herbs in this area, dabble in some tomatoes occasionally,